the thing that I want to make clear is that a lot of times people are like, I made this amazing product, but I don't know how to get in front of people. Well, my friend, you have a business. You have a business. And how do you get in front of the people in order to not only make money now, but make money later?
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we're dedicated to helping product-based business owners turn into revenue-generating, successful, happy product bosses. I'm Jacqueline Snyder.
And I'm Mina Kunlo-Sitep. Together through digital courses, coaching, and masterminds, we've helped over 50,000 students from startup to multi-million-dollar businesses scale their sales while blending in their dream life.
It gets lonely out there in the product business world. We fully believe a business shouldn't be built alone. There's room at the top for all of us.
So let's get scrappy and creative together, Product Boss, to be profitable, make more sales, and grow your visibility.
Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Hey, Jacqueline, doesn't it feel like the AI revolution is upon us? I mean, it seems like everywhere I turn, there's a new AI tool waiting for me to learn.
Absolutely. I feel like how maybe my grandma felt when Facebook came out, right? But AI tools are definitely at the forefront right now. And listen, we are here to support you through it because it's something new. And it is at the forefront, especially for business owners. And there are tons of ways to use AI, not only to streamline, but also to help grow your business.
I mean, it really is incredible. Who doesn't want to make things easier for themselves? Am I right? Especially as a product business owner who is so busy wearing all of the hats.
Exactly. And then plus, when you do wear all those hats in your business, even if they're super cute, sometimes it can be difficult to have the time or the energy to come up with those creative ideas for content. I mean, we know this better than anyone. And we all know that compelling content, that content that matters to your customer is so important and more important than ever before.
Definitely, which is why with HubSpot's AI content assistant tool, you don't have to stress so much about thinking of content ideas. The content assistant tool helps you brainstorm, create, and share content in a flash, all inside a super easy to use CRM.
Oh my goodness, we all love easy, right? Plus, HubSpot also just released their new chat spot, which automates all the manual tasks inside of HubSpot. So you can focus on what matters most, which is engaging with your customers, selling more products, and scaling your business faster.
I mean, HubSpot combined with AI sounds like a game changer for product-based business owners.
Yeah. And that's because it is. And that's why we partnered with HubSpot, because look at all the amazing things they're doing for business owners. So, my friends, find out more about how to use AI to grow your business at hubspot.com/artificial-intelligence. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Product Boss Podcast. And remember, we are Mina and Jacqueline, and we help you get more eyes on your business to improve your systems and keep more money in your pocket and double your revenue by adding on revenue streams for your product-based business. And so today what we've realized, and we've spent a lot of time with our students and we've gotten this feedback, is that they have amazing products, right? Mm-hmm. They've created beautiful, amazing things that are like birthed from their minds and brought to reality, and these really cool things. But the hard part is that nobody knows that they exist, right? They're not getting in front of people. So they have amazing products, but nobody knows that they actually exist.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, they brought this beautiful, tangible thing and they want to bring it out into the world. But how does the world even know? How do you get your product in front of people? And I think a lot of times they'll come to us and they'll think, oh, I'll just build a website. Mm-hmm. Or they think I'll just get onto Instagram. And they think that that's how they get in front of people. But it's much more than that. But I think that we all fall into that trap of thinking that that's the solution to everything.
Yeah. So if that's you, or you're thinking, I do wish that I had more eyes on my business. I wish that I had the ability to be discovered by more people. This episode is for you. So, we've been working closely with our students for a lot of years now. And I had the honor to actually have a VIP day with one of our students who is a multi-stream machine student. And what I saw with her, she's an incredible artist and she has great product, and she has a studio and a place that gets foot traffic, and she has a website, and she's taken the photos and she's gone through all of the steps. But her biggest issue is that people don't know she exists. So I'm wondering out there, how many of you out there have a website that you've built, or you're on social media and you're posting, or you've created an Etsy shop, or you're selling on a platform like Fair, and you're like, but how am I going to get them to know I exist? And so, I think this kind of goes back to a lot of the stuff that you and I have been talking about for years now, which is like, you need to diversify where you're showing up, and you need to show up where your customers are. And it's not always the stuff where like, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will not come. They don't even know where to go.
Yeah. I think that when we're thinking about diversification, right? I think that as small business owners, it's hard to wrap our minds around, but just thinking of like stacking up ways for your customers to find you, to get in front of them. And I think, we talk about this a lot where it's like, oh, okay, it's not all social media. It's not all just your website. There's going to be, you'll find these people over here and these people over there. Now, do you have different offers for each of those ways? No, you have the same consistent offer of your product. And this is how you are known for these products, right? And so you're consistent across the board. And I think that that is the confusing part for a lot of small business owners and product bosses, is that they think that, oh, I need to create a different product for each one of these places, or, it feels overwhelming, but it really isn't, because we're telling you, put out the product that we call them your best sellers, and our students in multi-stream machine learn about this, and then put that into more places. And that will be the way that you stack up this set of eyes with that set of eyes, with that set of eyes, with that set of eyes. And even if it's like a kind of a redundancy, or they've already seen it, then it's just a reinforcement, right? Of them knowing what you are, what you do, and why they should desire your products.
Yeah. So, I think sometimes the easiest ways for all of you to get more eyes on your products is, one, it's word of mouth, right? Like that's usually the way we all start, whether you've started a business or you have a business. I would say don't be quiet about it. Don't be like you don't have to be like, oh, I've got this business. It doesn't have to be, it just has to be that people know what you make, and that you can clearly say to them what you make. Oh yeah, I have a small business. Like I do pottery, and my best sellers are my mugs. Right. Or yeah, I
do the artist that you.
Yeah. So the artist I worked with, she did paintings and prints and cards from her paintings. And honestly, her cards, her greeting cards were her number one. Right. And so the thing was like, okay, well, how do we sell more of your greeting cards? Where are more places that people are probably less likely going to buy the original art. You're not going to sell a ton of the original art, but you're going to sell prints and you're going to sell cards. And it happened to be that greeting cards were the thing. So when you're thinking about that, then all of a sudden she's like, okay, well, I'm known for beautiful nature paintings. Let's just say like I'm known for nature. And then people are like, oh, you should go to her. She's really great at painting, plants and animals and all these things. And then they're like, yeah, you become referable. And that's what we teach you in bestsellers. And this is what we teach you inside of Multi-Stream Machine, because if you're not in the Bestseller Secrets Challenge and you haven't heard us talk about it, we will hammer this home. Then the next thing is, so it's word of mouth and it's making you easily referable. Then after that, you want people to talk about you. You want them to have a solution to other people's problems, right? You want them to think of you when they need something. That you want them to think of your product when they need something. So I think there's the initial word of mouth. Now, how do they come by it? They need to then know, how can I buy it? Where do I buy it? Where can I see it? So you're like, oh, follow me on Instagram, or sign up for my newsletter. Or, once a month I have my studio open and come visit me. But they need to be told, they need to be reminded, they need to be invited. You all think that just if you tell them, like, I sell online, that they're going to go do their due diligence and find your website. No, they need to be invited. Oh, you should check out my website. Here, this is my website. And you can give them a card, or you can have them write it into their phone. But you need to invite people in to find it. So I think that's the first part, is like word of mouth. And then in word of mouth, talking about your business like it's a business, and then inviting people to come check it out and make it referable.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting out there and grabbing your own traffic, So like when people say to us, I built this website and I'm expecting all these people. Well, you need to push those people to the website. You need to actually email out your audience if you have an email list. And if you have an email list, you need to email them. That's the other thing, is sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to email them, but you need to just start emailing them. And it's really thinking about like, a lot of times there's some people that come to us and they think, oh, I don't want to do paid, right? So the ways that we're
Paid
talking,
meaning like paid advertising or things
right,
like
right.
that.
And, so it's like, okay, those people are successful or whatever. If those people find more traffic because they do paid advertising. And that might be the case or may not be the case, because there is a risk to doing paid ads. And the way that we're talking about it is through organic growth. We do prefer this way because then you're able to pivot very quickly and you're not sucking your entire marketing budget into paid advertising. And so like when you're thinking about word of mouth, yes, it does take longer, but that's not your only, tool in your tool belt. You're doing emails, like I said, you have that website all set up. You're thinking about all of those things where what would make it less difficult to buy from you. And so when somebody's in front of you, let's say you do an in-person market, because in-person markets are just really popular right now during this season, that you do an in-person market. But like Jacqueline said, are you getting them on your email list? Are you, there's a word of mouth that happens with in-person traffic as well, in-person markets. And are you getting them to follow you on Instagram and, capturing them,
Yeah.
right?
Hey friends, we just wanted to interrupt this episode really quick to share with you our latest podcast recommendation. Recently, we've been hooked on the Side Hustle Pro podcast hosted by Nicaila Matthews Akome, which is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals.
Yeah, Nicaila is so amazing. One of the things I love most about her podcast is how she shares stories of women of color and diverse entrepreneurs who have scaled their side hustles into profitable businesses. I mean, talk about inspirational.
100%, right? And on one of her latest episodes, she actually interviewed our friend and one of our mentors, Rachel Rogers. Shout out, Rachel. Together, they discussed why we should all be millionaires. And Rachel even shared actionable tips on how to scale your own business to 7 figures.
I mean, music to my ears. That episode is so good. Plus, you're sure to love Nicaila's real and authentic insights of what it's like to build a side business while working a full-time job, since we know so many of you listening can really relate to that.
Listen to Side Hustle Pro wherever you get your podcasts. Now, back to the show. Hey, Product Boss. Okay, it's your product biz coach here, Jacqueline, and I have a treat for you. So the other day, we got a message on Instagram from our friend Lolly. Now, she's a product boss, and she was on the hunt for an easy-to-use inventory management software to keep track of her raw goods and what she had ready to sell. And guess what? We had an answer for her. Not only did we have a fantastic inventory management software to refer her to, but we also had a whole treasure chest of 308 other business tools and resources to make her product-based business easier to manage and more efficient to grow. And we have it for you as well. Now picture this: packaging and printing supplies, affiliate management, website and email software, legal resources, video and photo tools. Oh my, you name it, we've got it. And here's the cherry on top. It is totally free, right? It's not going to cost you a single penny. That's right, because you can get your hands on the Product Boss's Ultimate Resource Guide absolutely free. We are on a mission to change small businesses' lives and their ability to grow around the world. And whatever we can do to help you do that, we are here for it. And so we're hoping that this resource guide is one step closer to reaching your dreams. So all you need to do is slide into our DMs on Instagram with the word guide and just send us that message and we will send you a link to download it right away. Or you can head straight to theproductboss.com/resource guide. Easy peasy. Oh, and did I mention you can also DM us guide on Instagram and voila, we'll shoot you that link right away. So my friend, don't wait another second. You can get your hands on the Ultimate Resource Guide for Product Bosses right now. Now let's jump back into the show. Yeah. And so I think like if I were to tell any of you, like the easiest way to do this is word of mouth and actually getting in front of people. So if you can get in front of actual human beings, if you can do an in-person market. Trade shows aren't always guaranteed. Trade shows that are like wholesale trade shows are expensive, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to make sales, but it is guaranteed that you're going to make connections, right?
Yeah,
And
it's guaranteed that there'll be some opportunities that you make.
So you have to think about, where am I going to actually put myself? Because I think what we're trying to get to is you just cannot be passive. Like there's no more of this, like those magical mythical days where people are like, if I just get on Instagram, if I just get on TikTok and I dance or I post, magically Mark Zuckerberg is going to send humans to my site and they're going to buy from me. Those days are gone. And I'm saying that in the way of like, it's not the sucks sort of time. This is actually how Mina and I, when we grew our product businesses, back in my day, before social media, we had to go and find the customers.
Yeah.
Like, not only do you get to have the privilege of running your own business and building beautiful products, whether you're a maker, whether you're an artist, whether you're manufacturing, whether you are a baker or a food maker, or you do CPG, whatever you do, that's awesome. That's like the creative part of it all. But your other side of your job right now as an entrepreneur and a boss, a product boss, is you need to go and find the customers
and sell to them.
Or you need to be discovered by them somewhere else. So that's really the premise of what we teach inside of our signature program, which is Multi-Stream Machine. And we're going to open up doors and you're going to hear about it if it's the thing that's for you. But the idea there is like, how do you get more eyes on your business and sell at the same time? And what are some of the ways that we teach inside of that? Because these are the things that when we created this program, it was like, we were like, what is the fastest, quickest, easiest way for product people with products in hand to start to get eyes on their business and start to make sales?
Yeah. And I would say, like, thinking about that, the fastest, quickest way, yes, but sustainable way.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that a lot of times we're not wanting you just to make bits of money here and there. We want you to have a consistent business, right? What we teach you in Multi-Stream Machine is fundamentals, essentially, of how to get onto Amazon, how to start doing wholesale, how to start emailing the people in order to, sell to them, how to use social media as a selling machine, essentially, how to price your products to know that you're profitable, how to make sure your inventory is able to be counted so you don't burn through your profit margins, right? How to make sure that your shipping is comparing to your prices. So all these things that are, like I said, are fundamental things of you creating a business because you created a business. The thing that I want to make clear is that a lot of times people are like, I made this amazing product, but I don't know how to get in front of people. Well, my friend, you have a business. You have a business. And how do you get in front of the people in order to not only make money now, but make money later? Well, we teach in the way of you get onto more platforms. But when we say platforms, don't get confused in that we're just simply teaching you how to get onto Amazon or get onto, wholesale, or how to get into what to do during in-person markets. Like we call it selling old school a lot of times. It's also like, because you need a market. You need to market to these people. It's a marketing and visibility aspect to it. So you also need to know how to do those initial emails, like I talked about. You also need to price correctly. There's just so many things of being a business that are just these tweaks in your business that could really set you up for success.
Yeah. So I think, going back to the, like, you need eyes on your business, my question to you is, what are you going to do next? So what have you been doing and it hasn't been working? And if it has been working, do more of that, right? Don't get distracted. Don't go starting to do other things. Like, if something you've been doing has started to gain traction and it's working, keep doing more of that. Because we get distracted and we're like, oh, we're going to try this new thing, like Threads, right?
Yeah.
and by the time this airs, who knows if Threads is still going to be out there? You never know.
Probably don't even know about it still.
Yeah. I mean, it's the new Twitter for Instagram. So for example, like, don't get fully distracted if, like, all of a sudden you have a social media that did well, or you're doing live events or something, or you've got some sort of opt-in, or you're doing something, you're starting to grow that email list and you're actually sending emails. Okay. So if it's working, it's working. Now, if it's not working, you have to think, well, then I need to do something differently. This is my business. I am fully responsible for my business. if I want this business to survive, not only survive, thrive, and like eventually do exactly what I wanted it to do, which is pay me an awesome salary and support my life and potentially hire people so I don't have to do all the work myself, then you have to say, like, what am I going to do next? And, you know, the things that we teach are places that you can get organic visibility. We teach about growing your email list. We do teach about having a website, but how do you get traffic there with search engine optimization? We teach about in-person markets and how to like make more money. I just got this message from one of our multi-stream machine students that said, and she was forever struggling. She makes children's hair bows. And she was just struggling to sell them. And she'd do markets, but she wasn't, this was before multi-stream machine. And then she got clarity around like what customers want and how to run her market, her booth better.
Yeah,
and she sent me a message and she said, I've made about $1,050 in sales since our last call. And that's huge because this woman these are like $5 hair bows. So think about the quantity of this. So shout out to Bow Lilies. So the quantity of that, and that's because she started to just operate her market better. And she started to think about what's my bestseller, what do customers want? And she put that in front of them instead of like the whole kit and caboodle. So I think there's those ways that you have to think, what am I going to do different? And then that next level aspect is like, am I going to get on other shelves? Like, am I going to get into retail stores and get on shelves? Well, that's wholesale. Or am I really like going to go for this Amazon thing because Jeff Bezos wants to sell everything to everyone everywhere and I'm going to do Amazon. So what are you going to do that's different than the things that you're currently doing? And we're not saying spend money on ads. We're not saying put our money into like Etsy ads. We're not saying any of that. We're saying what change are you going to make or add to this beautiful business that you have to actually get your amazing products in front of other people? And so I think that's really the question for you to consider in this episode.
So we also have some upcoming challenges for the Product Boss that we're going to be teaching how to sell more and do less, and then going into fourth quarter. So I think that question that you posed is so great. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to be doing to round out the rest of this year to really make it the best fourth quarter ever? And then also to just, I love the idea of visibility and marketing being at top of their mind because it's a pipeline, right? It's a way for people to even know you exist and then to get them on the path of eventually, if not instantly, buying from you.
Okay, so we are so excited because in the next few months, we're going to be supporting you all to start getting prepared and getting ready for the busiest time of year, which is fourth quarter, like Mina said. It's the holiday season. And I'm sure some of you are like, yes, it's my busiest time. I need as much help as I can get. And there's others of you that are like, I wish it was my busiest time. But what we do know is the customer has their wallets out. Customers are buying gifts. They're hosting parties. They're doing things. They're traveling. There's all these things happening and they are ready to buy. This is the season. The summer is not necessarily the season. We are heading into our busiest season. And so if you want that support, just make sure that you are on our email list at The Product Boss. Follow us over at The Product Boss on Instagram and anywhere. And make sure that you're subscribing to the show. Follow the show because when you follow the show, you are going to know everything that we have coming up for you and we're going to continue to support you. So thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing two things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.